Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm joined with by a very special guest, Efton Chism, out of Eastern Washington. Been seeing this guy's name everywhere. Appreciate you for hopping on with me, man. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm good. Appreciate it for having me. I'm excited and can't wait to get this thing going.
Man. So, Eastern Washington guy, you guys feel like we're rivals. Us on this side, we don't really feel like we're rivals. But how was obviously you just got finished with the Shrine Bowl this week. You did was it Hula Bowl prior to that?
Yep. Hula
How,
Bowl.
how's these last few weeks been for you, bro?
It's been awesome. It's been a little chaotic, going from one to the other, and then finding out you're going to the East West so late. But man, it's really just been a big blessing. Just trying to take advantage of all the opportunities I've been given the last month or so. Like I said, it's just been a blessing, and just gotta keep stacking days. So that's kind of just my
Yeah.
mentality going through it.
Yeah, bro. So how did that work? You go to the Hula Bowl, obviously you ball out, then you get contacted by, I'm sure, Galco to go to the Shrine Bowl. How did that situation work out?
Yeah, so it was crazy. Hula Bowl went good, and I came back, and then I'm training for like 2 weeks, and then so most of the guys went to the East West on Thursday. My agent called me at 11:30 at night on Thursday. I was sleeping. I didn't even answer my roommate, so he called my roommate. My roommate had to come open my door, wake me up, and my agent was like, "Man, pack your bags. You're going to the East West." And
Hey.
I was like, word. So I got up, packed all my stuff, and then next thing you know, I was like up at 4, taking an Uber to the airport, flying to Dallas at 7. So it was crazy. I mean, such like things happen so fast, but man, it was pretty special.
Man, that's special. That's special, bro. And I'm pretty sure you were on the watch list for the Shrine before the season, correct?
Yeah.
So, man, like Hula Bowl, Shrine Bowl, was there any like soreness, tiredness, or were you just excited for the opportunity? You had just got done with an All-Star game. What was that like?
Yeah, no, I was just excited for the opportunity. It's kind of like like you think about it, like that was my last time ever wearing that Eastern helmet, and so when you take it off at the Hula Bowl, it's like, man, I'm ain't never putting it on. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. I get to wear it one more time, so it definitely brings a little bit of excitement to it.
So I noticed in some of the clips I was watching from the Shrine Bowl, you went from number 29 to 81. Why'd
Yeah,
they change your number?
I have no idea. I walk in one day and I had 29, and then after like 2 days, walked in my locker and I had 81. So hopefully that means I was playing good enough to get in the 80s or something. But I don't know. It was kind of just I think they added a running back, so they gave him 29. But things just happened, so I just went with it.
For sure, for sure. So you got an agent. You are in the pre-draft process now. Talk a little bit about choosing an agent, and then also get into how you guys decided where you would train at for pro day.
For sure. Definitely was like a little stressful just trying to figure out who's going to represent you the best, and finding that fit. So my advice to everyone like trying to figure that out is like go with your gut and involve who you need to involve. I know like for me it was my parents, so sat down with my parents a couple times, interviewed different people, but I went with this guy that had ties to Eastern, has done people that I know, and so it was like super cool just to know those guys, so I could reach out to those guys, ask, hey man, how's your agent? And they love him all, so or they loved him, so it was cool to know that. And then yeah, it's been such an interesting process, especially going through it for the first time. And there's
Yeah.
like so many questions that you just kind of ask like the older guys that have been through it a little bit, and then some of my role models. So it's definitely been fun, definitely interesting. And so I'm always now I'm here. I'm always open to like if anyone has any questions, man, ask me. All the
Yeah.
Eastern dudes like, man, reach out to me and I'll help you as best as I can.
Yeah, because there's no playbook, right? On like,
No, yeah.
where do you train at? How do you choose an agent? All that stuff. I mean, you're kind of just out here winging it. You hope you got a big bro that has been through it before that can. So who are
Facts.
you kind of reaching out to kind of help you with that process? Was it Tololo? Was it Andrew Boston? Those guys who were kind of your
Yeah,
vets?
yeah. So a lot of mine was Tololo, EB, T Mac, Tamarick
Hmm.
Pierce, like all these guys that were older when I was on Blake Goble, because he actually signed with my agent last year. So, but just like reaching out to those guys and seeing what they did and how their agents went about it, and then to go back on your like training question, me and my agent, he just loved this spot down here in Florida, and I was a fan of it too because I've heard good things. So I was like, yeah, I mean, if it's worked for your athletes in the past, like let's do it. And I actually got on the phone with the owner here over the summer, so I got to like get familiar with him during the season too. So I wasn't like I was going into a uncomfortable situation.
Are you at X3?
Yep, X3.
Man, they do an extensive job of trying to recruit because I
They do,
talked to them as
yeah.
well.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
No,
I
they do
remember
great.
I was talking to them about, I believe, going to the Memphis location. Not the
Okay,
That was before they had the Florida location, I think.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't. Me and Junior down here. Me, Junior, Brody, Sebastian played at Montana State.
Yep.
Um, I think that's it for like Big Sky. But what it's been cool to seeing like familiar faces and
Yeah.
me and Junior just talking about like Weber and everyone that we've played in the past. So it's been kind of funny.
Yeah, that's cool. Have you and so is there like a healthy competitive what how am I trying to say this? Competitive fire between you and Junior, like two receivers out of the Big Sky trying to compete. Is that kind of
For
what's going
sure.
on during the workouts?
For sure, because I definitely feel like, man, we was competing all during the season. Like if you, me and him, like even when we're not playing each other, you probably go check the box score, stuff like
Oh
that, see
yeah.
how he's doing, stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah.
it's been cool though. He's been a great dude. Kind of just cool to like get to know him because obviously didn't know him at all really before this, besides like through the Big Sky and through playing each
Yep.
other like that. So it's cool to get to know him. Actually went golfing with him over the weekend a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So just building that relationship to where we can, push each other because we also lean on each other a little bit, being the guys from the Big Sky. But it's been cool.
Yeah. So I want to take it back to you are from Yakima, correct?
I'm from Seattle area. I went to
Seattle.
Monroe. I went to Monroe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. My fiance's from Seattle. My fiance's from
Okay.
Bothell.
Okay. Okay. Bothel's like 15 minutes away from me. 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So talk about your upbringing from Seattle. What was it like? What was your recruitment like? What were you like as a young athlete? Did you always know you wanted to go pro, play in college? Talk a little bit about young Efton Chism.
Yeah, grew up playing basketball, baseball, soccer. So I didn't play no football growing up. My parents didn't want me to. My uncle played football, so he didn't start playing until he was eighth grader. So my parents were like, "Yeah, we're not letting you play until you're eighth grader." So that was kind of
Damn.
like the way it went about
It's kind
football
of late,
wise.
man.
It is. It was kind of late, but I mean, looking back, like playing as much basketball and soccer and baseball as I did, like I feel like it helped me out so much because I
Oh yeah.
feel just like so fluid out here, moving left to right and doing all like the footwork stuff with that. Grew up small town vibes for sure. But man, every time I go back, it's so lit just getting to see all the people that I've been to high school with because a lot of them
Yeah.
still there. All the teachers they're still there, our coaches still there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to go back home and experience that. Um, but man, coming from a small town, it's cool too because I get to put that on my shoulders a little bit as everywhere I'm going, I'm kind of bringing it with me. So trying to do the best I can just to give back to Monroe, and it's been such a special place for me.
Yeah, man. So, and I know there's a ton of talent coming out of Seattle, always, always.
Oh yeah,
So, with your not playing until eighth grade, was it a situation where you wanted to play, your parents wouldn't let you?
yeah. So I wanted like I was cool with playing baseball, basketball, soccer until like you get to like seventh grade, sixth grade, and all of a sudden you're like, Mom, like you trying to let me play this year? And they're like, No, you can play in eighth grade. So for sixth, seventh grade, they always said no, and then eighth grade was a school sport, so they're like, all right, you
Yeah,
can do it because it's a school sport. So got into that and kind of just it took off from there. Like I leaned on my high school coach, which I went and trained with him when I was in eighth grade, Michael Bumpus. Leaning on him, kind of just developing and playing 7-on-7 and doing all that right away. I was definitely super raw. There's a couple of clips of me, but man, I was raw. So just getting to experience just being around a bunch of different guys that played football at a young age, it was kind of cool. I got to pick up on it pretty fast, but yeah,
So, in eighth grade, did you play or were you
I
riding the
did. I
bench?
did. No, I played. I played on two different teams. I played middle school ball. I played
Yeah,
running back, and then the select team or the
yeah.
Pop Warner team or however I don't know. People call it different ways. I played receiver, so got to do a
Okay.
little bit of everything.
When did you decide that receiver was going to be the one?
Um, I don't even really know because kind of coming where I'm from, like it's like, man, I played in high school. I played quarterback, receiver. safety, corner, like everyone's playing every position. I even was kicking a little bit. So I kind of got to the point where it was like my freshman, sophomore year. We had some like really good athletes, and I just found a spot playing receiver and corner, and so I kind of stuck with it. And as you get older, it kind of just developed, and I think it was really 7-on-7 is what like really developed me
Man.
into a receiver, just being around other skill guys all the time. And I don't know, just kind of just with my receiver coach the way he was, like being a technician and stuff, I kind of just gravitated towards it. And like, man, I want to do that because there's just like so many little details I don't know about. Obviously, there's two with DB, but man, for something about just like catching the ball and doing all these little things, I really gravitated towards.
Yeah, man. Were you guys good, or were you guys like,
In high
what was your
school
high
or in
school?
seven on
Yeah,
seven? High
high school,
school,
high school.
my first 2 years we were good. Like we were really good. We had a bunch of seniors. So we were nasty my first 2 years. My junior year not so good. And then my senior year we were all right. Like a pretty like a decent year.
Yeah,
But
kind
yeah,
of
no,
middle of the pack.
it was cool. It was fun. I mean, some of those guys, what like we still got a group chat of all my high school buddies.
Oh,
Like
that's special.
man, it's cool. I know a lot of people like they get to college and they kind of don't talk to their high school friends as much. But man, I got like one of the best groups back home. Like every time we're home, it's like, yep, let's do something. It's like rolling deep either to my house or my friend's house, just kind of hanging out.
That's special, bro. That's
Yeah.
special. So let's talk about the recruitment. What was recruitment like for you? When did it really start? And then, when did you decide that Eastern Washington was going to be the spot for you?
Yeah, recruitment, like I mean, obviously just kind of being in the Seattle area, seeing all the other guys like blow up, like freshmen, sophomores, they all of a sudden they're like 3 stars, 4 stars. As
Yeah.
freshmen and sophomores, you're like, damn, like what do I gotta do to do that? So just like staying consistent and grinding with my coaches and with anyone or by myself, just whatever, just every day trying to do something. And then once like junior year comes around, going to all these camps. What me and my dad
Mhm.
drove all over the country. Like obviously we stayed West Coast, but going to the Pacific, like the Northwest Showcase, like that one was huge. Going to
Yeah.
Boise, going to
Is the
Wazoo.
Northwest, is that the one that out of Vegas?
No, that's the one. They changed it. It's like when we did it, it was at it wasn't PLU, but it was one of the like it was like I think it was at Pacific.
Ah,
Pacific,
okay.
and there was like 30 coaches or 30 different schools there, so it was like a big showcase. So doing that, like I said, driving to different schools, driving to Montana, went to Montana
I was about to
twice.
say, did you go to
Yeah, when I
Montana?
went to Montana twice, they was I don't know what it was. They just didn't like me when I was there, and I was like, all right, whatever.
Damn. We
The
would have
first
had
time
a
they didn't like me.
squad.
First time they didn't like me. Second time they liked me. So
Okay.
when I went as an underclassman, they didn't say nothing to me. When I came as a junior, they said something to me. So it was funny. But went to Montana State, like just like I'm driving all over the place. It was like, yep, we're driving to Montana, do the camp, spend a night. Now drive to Montana State, do the camp, and then
Yeah.
come home. So we're doing that every weekend. Got offered by most of the Big Sky. Had Air Force in Georgetown there.
Man, you
But
sound
like
like
FC,
Samori. Samori had Air Force in Georgetown too.
really? Did he? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that. When he transferred, he went crazy too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's crazy. He's different.
Oh yeah. That's my dog.
Yeah, he's different. But yeah, I mean, Big Sky wise or FCS wise, I kind of knew I wanted to go to Eastern. My
Hmm.
uncle actually played at Eastern too, so it was like a little bit of a connection there. And then grew up team camps. We do team camps, so we would go to Eastern and stay a week in the dorms around the coaches, just kind of kicking
Yeah.
it. So doing that, it was like, man, like I feel so comfortable here, and like just had like a little closer relationship with everything Eastern related, like the
Yeah.
campus, coaches, everything. So when the time came around, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Eastern. So that's kind of how that played out.
So outside of Georgetown and Air Force, did you get any FBS attention, or was it really just FCS?
Yeah, I mean, it was really just FCS. I ended up towards the end getting like a PWO from UW, Boise State, Oregon
That's
State
probably
were
the
talking.
dream, right? You done?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not even. I mean, to be where I'm from, I'm not even like a big UW fan. I was more a Wazoo fan because
Damn.
my coach went to Wazoo, so it was like okay, I'm gonna just root for his team because that was his
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, PWO from there, Oregon State, Boise State started talking to me towards the end and showing me love, but it was just I don't know. You know how it is, like people just walk
Yeah.
in, try to take you towards the end. It was like,
Yeah.
man,
You didn't
I'm
even
a,
want me.
you
Now
know
you
what I'm
want me.
saying? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was like, I'm gonna just go here, and then I'm happy I did. So yeah,
Yeah. Man, okay. So let's now go to freshman Efton Chism. You
yeah.
get to Eastern. What is that first practice like? What is your first impression on everything?
It was crazy because it was during COVID. So
Oh, so you're 2020?
2020, yeah.
Oh,
So
dang.
my first real impression was so COVID shut us down, but I drove over to Eastern for like the player ran practices. So
Mm.
I was driving over there. I would go on Tuesday, and we practiced Tuesday, and then there was Wednesday off and practice Thursday. So I would do that like every other week. I ended up going up there probably like 4 or 5 times. So I ended up hitting like 10 practices with just
Yeah,
the guys.
that's a
So
good exposure.
that was my first exposure. Just kind of doing that set me up for success because I already knew what I was getting myself into week one of fall camp when it rolled around. Like I already like knew the offense a little bit, kind of knew how to line up. But the thing that like probably stuck out the most was just building a relationship with the receivers and the quarterbacks. To where now my first day on campus isn't my first time meeting all these guys.
Yeah.
So doing that was crazy. My parents supported me. They let me take the car and go for a couple of days at a time. So man,
Yeah.
I appreciate them for that. But I mean, getting there during COVID, it was just so crazy because we couldn't even like go in the locker room. We couldn't the dorms
You
you
guys are in
you
Washington. You guys are in
yeah.
Washington.
So we'd no roommates, masks on all the time. We had like the face masks over our face
Hmm.
mask, like the clear thing. So it was definitely interesting and crazy for it to be like your first time on campus,
Yeah.
really experiencing this, and it's not what you thought college football was going to be like at all. So it's definitely that was like kind of um like I struggled because you're going into school and you're like, man, I'm looking for this cool college football experience, and just wasn't that right away.
Yeah, man.
So it really separated the guys that came there for football and came there for college, because some of those guys fell off because man, they just weren't built for it. So but yeah, it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
So you ended up playing in 21, correct? Quite a
Yeah,
bit, right?
yeah,
How
yeah,
did
yeah.
that? How did you kind of work yourself into the rotation as a young guy? COVID year first. Obviously, I think COVID helped all the kids in terms of development. If they really took it serious, like COVID can really help you develop, being that you're not playing and it's just a year off. How did you work yourself into the lineup with, I would say, a really good Eastern Washington squad that 21 season?
For sure. I mean, it was crazy. Like just having the all conference guys we had in front of me, really made me like push myself a little bit. And then
Yeah.
our coach, I mean, like my freshman year, we had three all conference dudes, and then three all conference receivers and an all American receiver. So it was like, and then like, I think Fred wasn't his my first year, but second year Fred was all conference.
Damn.
So we had the second year, my second freshman year, we had four all conference receivers. So it was just like, man, we have like such a crazy room, and it was always like pushing me, like, man, I'm trying to be like these guys. I'm trying to do it like these
Yeah.
guys. And then my coach just like really believing in me, and like so first game of this season, something happened with one of the receivers, and I got the opportunity to like play first
Is that
game, and so
UNLV?
no, so this is like the spring, the Idaho game.
Ah, okay.
So I got in the spring game and got like 6 catches with like 50 something yards. So it was like, man, something like it just like, when something happens, it's like, man, I could do this. And like
Yeah.
confidence just started to go through the roof. And so for that to be my first game and to get that, the way it happened, it was like, man, like let's just keep going. And so like continue to just work my tail off, and ended up just getting like the opportunities and seizing them. A lot of people sometimes you get an opportunity and the lights are too bright, and I kind of just always kept my head down and always just kept working. So when I got the opportunity, I tried to make the most of it.
Oh man, it's been man. I the reason I asked UNLV is because I saw a replay of a play you made against UNLV that year where you spun around somebody and then like
Yeah.
went to the end zone. I'm like, damn, I didn't even remember you did that.
Yeah, that was like after the COVID season. So after the seven games, that was the first game of the year the next year. So I got a little bit under my belt with that COVID year and getting to play in every game and not redshirting, which was like crucial. Like
Yeah,
I'm blessed that I got to do that, because when I think about some of the guys that like you only get to play in 4 games as a redshirt, now all of a sudden your next year you're either expected to play or it's like another year of kind of just developing. And so to get and play in those 7 games, like it was like, okay, now I know what college football is really like.
yeah, yeah. So you're a true.
Yeah.
Damn. So you and Junior are similar in that way. Junior never
Yeah, yeah,
redshirted
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
But Junior's technically a class below you because he came in 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, man. So talk a little bit about that. You're true. You obviously balled at Eastern Washington. Talk about not transferring, staying committed to the school that was committed to you first, and sticking it out.
Yeah. I mean, going through it, having like three different offensive coordinators, for receiver coaches, like there's always like thoughts of like, man, maybe I should follow this OC or maybe I should follow this receiver coach. I definitely thought about it with the relationships I built with some of those coaches, but man, at the end of the day, what it came down to me, like towards the end of my career, it was like walking by the halls every day and seeing Cooper Cup's face, Kendrick
Yeah.
Bourne's face, Simba Webster, Brandon Kaufman. Like there's just so many like receivers that really did it at Eastern, and for me to be like, man, I'm trying to chase all those records, all the All American plaques on the wall, all the Walter Payton awards that Coops got on the wall. So it's just like, man, I'm trying to be in that conversation when it's all said and done. So just that was my goal this year, is just kind of try to end on a good note and end in that conversation with Coop and KB was the deciding factor for myself.
Man, that's people. I feel like a lot of times these kids aren't thinking about that, man. The legacy. I mean, you are leaving a freaking legacy at Eastern Washington, bro. Like, what does it feel for you to know that that was your goal and you accomplished that goal? I mean, obviously, you look at Coop and like some of those
It's his
stats.
stuff crazy. It's not touchable. It's not touchable ever. It's gonna stay like that for forever because everyone's gonna keep leaving. Coop's stats never being touched.
Have you
Um,
met Coop? Have you met Cooper?
no, I ain't never met him.
Oh man,
He's grinding, dog. He's being
yeah,
all pro,
yeah,
triple crown. So man, I
yeah,
mean, I respect him so much. Getting to see like, you guys got like Exos and Thundercloud. You guys get to watch the stuff. Like, think about, I can watch Cooper Cup's first practice ever
Dang,
as
I
a
didn't
as
even
a true
think about
yeah
that, man.
as a redshirt freshman on the grass fields. We got these grass fields in the back, so we get to watch him do one on ones as a redshirt freshman,
What did
and
he
it's
look
just,
like? What did he look like?
I don't, you know how like everyone used to have the receiver essentially kind of bent over like this.
Oh
He
yeah,
had the iconic but everyone did just kind of
hands
bent
up,
over, just yeah, ready to go. But
or like
man, you
the
yeah,
rolling it.
people used to do that. I used to do that in high school too. But man, to see his development from a freshman to when his last year when he was totally just, I mean, even his what is it, his redshirt freshman just dominating people. Like,
Yeah,
man, to see that on film is crazy because it just gives you like, at least me, it gives me like another sense of belief of like, man, he can do it. Small town kid from Yakima, I can do it. Small town kid from Monroe. So,
yeah,
kind of just always trying to take something off of someone's, a little nugget from anyone,
yeah.
even if I've never like got to experience a face to face conversation with them like that. But man, it is pretty crazy.
So somebody you've looked up to, somebody whose stats you were looking up to your whole time at Eastern Washington. Now people are starting to make comparisons of the two of you. What does that feel like, bro?
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely an honor to be in that conversation because you work so hard and you're trying to. I'm always trying to chase him and everything he's done here. Now you get to the level, and I'm always trying to be myself too. So that's kind of like
Yeah.
the thing where it's like, man, I like being compared, but I also want to be Efton Chism at the same time.
Yep.
But I know that being compared to him is helping me out because now people like it's bringing attention towards me too. So it's one of those things where, man, it's a huge honor, a huge blessing, and he set the path, he set the foundation for a lot of us, and a lot of us FCS players in general. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people look at him and be like, man, if Coop can do it, man, and maybe a lot of these guys can do it. So just kind of giving him the respect that I feel like he deserves, and a lot of these guys that played in the FCS that got a chance that are making names for themselves. Even Troy Anderson's it's a
Yep.
it's a huge name too because now people are paying attention to Montana State football and seeing what they're doing, and now all of a sudden NDSU
They
like
turn
they've
on
always been.
Eastern versus Montana State, ECU.
Yeah, exactly. So just kind of things like that, and like NDSU, the powerhouse they have, like those guys, they got the guys at the Senior Bowl right now, and so it's just kind of special to see the guys that are in the league right now that did it for the FCS. That now it's coming like full circle with us, coming up, and I don't know, it's pretty special to me.
That is special, bro. That is special. Trust me. Now, I need an answer, bro. You were getting 15, 20 targets a game. Are you the only person in the game plan, or like what's going on, dog?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I promise like it wasn't like let's just throw the ball to Efton every time. It was
Yeah,
like I just had like a special relationship with my quarterback.
yeah.
With
He's
all
special
three
too.
of them. All three of them. Yeah, Kakoa, I mean, he's different. I'm, bummed he transferred, but I wish nothing but the best for him. But um I think it started just in the off season. Like Kakoa and I and a bunch of like receivers would go back to my house on the west side and train with my receiver coach and just kick it at the house.
Hmm.
So like I think that's where it really started. I'm just building a relationship off the field and to where like, man, now all of a sudden fourth quarter against Montana, he knows exactly what route I'm running. Well, because of play, but he knows exactly how I'm running it,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do versus different looks, and he knows what he's seen. He's like, "Yep, I already know where Efton is." So it was kind of just boom, boom, didn't like it, and then he knew where I was gonna be. So just building that relationship off the field was so special for me, and then to carry it over into the season was awesome.
Did you make a concerted effort to get that relationship, or was it just kind of natural? You guys hang out together, or were you like, we need to hang out together because you're my quarterback, I'm receiver one. This shit gonna be tight.
No, I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I didn't like go at him like that, like trying to
Yeah,
build something that maybe was like some people like trying to build a relationship that maybe you don't like. Maybe you guys aren't even like connected at all. Like, you don't
yeah.
have no relationship to build like that. It was kind of just a genuine relationship to where it started when he was a freshman and Gunner talking to him was our quarterback. Just like it when Kakoo was throwing routes on air, if I'm hopping up with him or during conditioning in the summer, if I'm running next to Kakoa like that, just on like occasion, like, didn't even mean to do it. But then to get to, we were junior, senior year, definitely off the field stuff helped. But I mean, he was coming over to the house after practices, hanging out with
Yeah.
me and my roommate, not just to be close in the football room, just be close as friends. So, I was texting him yesterday. So, it's definitely one of those things where it's not just a football relationship. It's a
Yeah.
general or genuine human relationship. I love the dude. So yeah.
That's good, bro. That's good. So we look at the draft process now and the pro day. You're training for the pro day. Is there one thing you're particularly focusing on, or is it just kind of the whole process you're looking at?
Yeah, really just the whole process, trying not to get too caught up in the 40 or, because a lot of people are going to always talk about the 40 and like obviously it's huge for me and huge for a lot of us, but man, just kind of like my trainer here, just talking to him about it because you get here, you're doing all this stuff, you kind of get like stressed out almost a little bit, but
Yeah.
just like you're thinking about so much because you're like, man,
Yeah.
this could make or break it, but just kind of talking to him helped me realize like, man, you just have to, trust the process, do everything you can. Like, don't leave any stone unturned and just trust the process every day, because recovery is huge. Your diet's huge. So just paying attention to all these little things. And then, man, just we're going to try to peak at the right time.
Right.
So it's don't get caught up in, everyone's everyone's going to be posting pre-draft numbers or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
don't get caught up in any of it and just focus on yourself and just keep grinding. Keep grinding, keep stacking days. Kind of like I said earlier. Like that's been
Hmm.
my motto this whole month. Keep stacking days. Like regardless if I had a good day or a bad day, man. Just what can I do to have a good moment right now to keep stacking a good day on top of a good day.
Yeah, man. So talk a little bit about the relationships made, or not even relationships. Talk a little bit about the competition at the Shrine Bowl. Obviously, you're coming from the FCS level. Occasionally you play an FBS opponent, but you're not playing them every day. I think those all-star games are huge because this is projected NFL competition that you're going against now. Guys who should and will be in the NFL. What was it like getting to go against upper tier competition like that?
Yeah, it was super cool. I mean, you get to walk out there, and all of a sudden, I'm in a receiver room with Nick Nash, the Blitnikoff
Yeah.
Award winner, and a Georgia receiver,
Well,
and
actually, he technically didn't win it. People thought he should have.
the Blitnikoff. Oh yeah, okay, okay. Triple
You
crown, triple
know,
crown. I meant to say
Triple
triple crown,
Crown led
triple
the
crown.
nation in all the
Yep,
stats, but
yep.
he
That's
didn't
my
win
bad. That's my
it,
bad.
unfortunately.
But
But
man, just
still,
like yeah, being in a room with like him. There was a Georgia dude, Tennessee guy, like just being around like so many different like like high athletes and guys that went to the SEC, ACC. Like it's cool because at first you walk in, you're like, damn, like all these guys went to these schools. But when you go out on the field, everyone's a football player at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know, an FCS football field and an FBS football field is the same
Same
size,
size.
same length, same amount of players. So just going out there and just trusting all the work you've put in throughout your years of college and just having the mentality of, man, like I don't really care what emblem you got on your helmet. Like
Yep.
I know what I've done and I know how to play football. So just going out there and being confident in myself, which was awesome. Getting to be around Kyle McCord was cool, just to kind of see that level of quarterback play. And there's just a lot of cool things that you experience that you don't experience on the FCS level. But man, at the end of the day, it was just football. So just going out there and competing.
So I peeped the drill. You guys were doing like the 4 cone drill, going around, catch a ball, make a break, catch a ball, make a break, back to the coach, catch a ball, and like you were kind of off to the side in the line, and you're trying to like slide in there. Was there like was there like were they like trying to sun you like get back here, FCS guy, like get the
I
back of the line?
mean,
Was there anything like that?
it's kind of you know how the high school camps work. What one on
Yeah.
ones, man. You better cut everyone if you want to rep. So the first day it was for surely like cutthroat. Like man, you had to get up there, and especially me being a small school guy, they weren't letting me have none the first day. But after I kind of took some reps and the guys like saw me play a little bit, it was like, all right, like he's
Yeah.
cool. So like now all of a sudden, like I'm getting towards the front, towards the second day, third day, fourth day. I'm leading the line now, and everyone like no one's having an issue with it just like that because they saw the way I practiced and I prepared during in the film room and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they started respecting me more, and it definitely helped me out. But definitely first day was a little challenging being the small little white guy from Eastern Washington, but it was cool towards the end. I loved it.
I'm. I'll tell you this, bro. The fact that you came in late, you were the late addition. You were trying to get in the lines the first day, third day you're leading the lines. I promise you, the scouts are noticing that, man. Like that shows leadership. That shows that you're a guy who can command a room, and that stuff stands out, bro. So just keep
Appreciate
being
it.
you,
Thank
and,
you.
and that
Yes,
shit'll
sir.
always shine,
Appreciate
bro.
you.
So when you look at your stats from Eastern Washington, they obviously stand out. You are now the receptions leader at Eastern Washington. What does having a record like that at Eastern really mean for you?
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty special. Especially kind of we was just talking earlier, like all Coops records, man, and to finally get him, I ended up getting him on two, but just to get him on something means a lot to
Yeah.
me, especially being a receiver at Eastern Washington because there's a lot of great dudes that have played here before, and to see their stats kind of beginning of the season, you're like, man, like some of these are attainable, and Coops are way out there. So just trying to like kind of we talked about building that legacy and leaving that legacy. So
Yeah.
it's definitely special to get a couple of them and to end my career off on a bang on the note I did getting those and yeah.
So what did you study at Eastern?
I studied physical education, got a coaching minor.
Okay, so
Yeah.
future teacher in the
Yeah,
works.
little teacher, coach. The end goal would to go back to Monroe, be the high school
Okay.
coach eventually. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to get done, but that is
Yeah.
one of the things towards the end of my career I want to do.
That's special, man. So in a dream scenario, what would be Efton's dream team to play for?
I mean, you know what? FCS, I don't care, man. Any 32, I do not care at all. Um, I mean, anyone that wants to give opportunity to me,
Yeah, bro.
I'd be more than blessed and more than honored to rep the logo and do whatever I can. I think being close to home would be cool, but man, if I gotta go across the country,
You
I
don't
don't
give a
have a
damn.
problem with it at all. What? I mean, I'm playing the NFL. I don't care at all. I'm trying to do anything I can to make that happen.
Man, so did you have any conversations with scouts or anything like that? Are there meetings at the Shrine Bowl and Hula Bowl, correct?
Yeah, so that was probably the most, like, at least at the Hula Bowl, one of the most beneficial things for me was meeting with those scouts. You get done with practice, you come back to the hotel, and all of a sudden you're meeting with scouts for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes can be a 20-minute conversation, sometimes it can be a 40-minute conversation. So that was definitely like the most beneficial thing because they're asking me football questions, they're asking me
Yep.
life questions, they're trying to get to know what type of person I am. Um, and then like I said, you get answered the football question where it's like, man, it's third down. What are you doing on this? What play call you calling? Can you draw it up for me?
I'm going to
So
me. What you
yeah,
mean?
so doing that, it was awesome. And then when I got to the Shrine Bowl, it wasn't as much because I already met with a lot of the teams at the
Yeah.
Hula Bowl, but you get to see familiar faces in the hallway. So you see the scouts and it's like, oh, what's up? Have a little conversation with them. Nah, it was cool, definitely kind of surreal too, because all of a sudden you
Yeah.
sit down and it's like there's like at least at the Shrine Bowl, we did like four teams in a room and you kind of just rotated every like 15, 20 minutes. And all of a sudden you're sitting down. Some of them got iPads recording you and you got to wear a mic because they're going to show them to the GMs or
Ah.
whoever else wants to watch. So it's kind of like, man, it's kind of crazy, but
Yeah.
you just like, just be you, be genuine with the questions. And man, it went great for me. So yeah.
What would you say is probably like the weirdest or most unique question they asked you?
One that stands out to me was like, would you rather win a Super Bowl or be in the Hall of Fame? And that one was like, ooh, like it's
You trying
tough.
to see, are you a team guy or a me guy?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that one definitely stuck out to me
Man, that Hall
for
of Fame
sure.
sound nice, man.
I know for sure. Oh, that one.
Was that like a
Maybe,
consistent question from a lot of the scouts?
nah. So I got to answer that question once. And so
Mm.
that one was like, okay, yeah, that one means something to these guys. So it was I had to pause for a little bit, figure it out, but
Oh no.
definitely definitely some tough questions. They know it's kind of weird, like they know every answer too. So
Yeah.
like if they ask you a question about your family, they probably already know the answer to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, just like that's answer it truthfully, answer
Yeah.
whatever. If you've gotten in trouble, they know. Don't
Yeah.
lie about nothing because these guys pretty much know it all. They're just asking just to check off boxes. So yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, they're sitting there waiting for you to lie. I got the
Crazy.
answer right
Because they want
here.
to see
Mess
they
up.
want to see what type of person you are. You know, if you're a
Yeah.
liar, they're like, yep, next, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Man. So when you think about the draft, what are your, obviously you just want to be picked, obviously you just want to make a team, but what does it mean to you that you are now here? Like you're a draft prospect, your name is buzzing, people know about you, you balled out at every destination you've been to. What does that mean for you now to be in this moment?
I mean, it's so surreal because, you think about playing in the NFL your whole life. You're like, man, I'm trying to play in the NFL. I got to do whatever I got to do to get there. I'm trying to just, grind. And every summer, every early morning, we call them winter balls, the 5:45 workouts.
Oh yeah. Winter condo,
Just,
baby.
yeah, just the grind that you put into it behind the scenes that not a lot of like the media, like if you don't play football, you wouldn't know about everything that goes on behind the scenes. You don't see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or the only thing you see is Saturday. So,
Yep.
just seeing it and then being here where I'm at now and then doing both the senior bowls and or the Hula Bowl and the East West Bowl, it's like so surreal because now it's like, man, like 2 months away from potentially being on an NFL team, which is crazy.
Yep.
So trying to, I'm definitely trying to live in the moment, kind of take it all in with every single day. But try not to get too caught up in the
Mm.
media as well, because man, the media can be crazy. It can
Rat
dictate
poison.
your mind a little bit. Yeah. So just trying to do everything I can to reach that goal at the end of the day.
So when you look back at your career and you see where you started at, not even playing ball till eighth grade, to where you are now, what would you say has really been the most impactful moment in your football career thus far?
I think growing growing up, like being so young and not really playing a lot, 7-on-7 has been super impactful. Just kind of
Yeah.
learning how to play receiver. Like I know a lot of college coaches, like, or at least towards the end of my career, or when 7-on-7 was like first kind of getting started, they were kind of hating on it a little bit,
Not
saying
real
that it didn't.
ball, all
Yeah,
that
exactly,
shit.
saying it didn't translate. But man, I remember. I'll always remember this. FSP Keely Ringo.
Yep.
He plays for the Eagles right now, and
Yep.
so he's from Seattle area and ended up moving to Arizona for his senior year or junior year. I'm not sure which one, but I remember FSP flew him out to a tournament, and I remember he manned me up the whole time, and like that to me was like the experience. Like man, like he was a 5-star, so it was like, yep, I'm about to go against 5-star Keely Ringo, and everyone knew it, and so it was like, man, like what I got to do to win. And so just like seeing that and going against that, which was awesome, really helped me like man, I got some work to do. There's things I'm good at, things I'm not good at, and just to benefit going against him was awesome because you just get to learn so much about yourself.
So were you a big FSP guy? Is that where you trained at growing up?
No, I didn't play. I played for ETA, Elite Training Academy. So like we played
Mm.
against FSP, we played against Air. We were like kind of rivals with them a little bit. Coaches
Ah.
always getting after it, players getting after it. You know how the 7-on-7 world was.
Yeah. I got to work out in at FSP one time when I was out in Seattle.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, do you know Keenan Curran? He's a little
Oh
older
yeah,
than you.
he went to Montana.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah,
played receiver too, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's from the
I,
Fed.
I
He's
think
from the Fed.
he's pretty active on Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah. I think I see his stuff pop up here and there for sure.
yeah. So I don't got too many more for you, bro. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Talk about one coach or mentor that really stood out to you during this, your whole football career.
The biggest one for me is probably my high school coach, Michael
Mm-hmm.
Bumpus. I think, like I kind of said earlier, just like learning how to play receiver, like I wouldn't be able to do it without him. I would literally just drive home on the weekends in the summer from school just to train with him on Saturday, Sunday, and then drive back. Just because that's the type of receiver coach he was. He was so dialed, like detail oriented. I remember in high school, we sat down and broke down film as a high school kid, and then I'm like, just kind of getting the jump start on things and getting to learn things early which was huge. And then getting into college, I'm sending him clips on one-on-ones.
Yeah,
I sent him clips like 2 weeks ago on one-on-ones from
yeah,
the Hula Bowl. And he's telling me different things. He's calling me, man. He's like, try this, do this. So kind of always having him in my corner has been huge and been awesome. And then he's not just a coach to me too. To me, he's kind of a father figure, and
yep,
to build a relationship with him that way, and to hang out with his kids. I used to drive his kids to soccer practice, so
yeah,
just building that has been awesome because I know that he's done it before. He still holds records at Wazoo. He played for the Seahawks for a little bit.
dang.
To lean on someone that's done it like that before, and to gain any type of knowledge I can from it has been awesome.
Okay, so if you could give a message to young Efton Chism, what would you say?
Probably the biggest thing I still kind of carry on with myself is like, man, regardless of what anyone says, whatever they say, height, size, speed, what school you went to, don't even mind it, man. Don't care about it. Just keep being you. Keep your head down. Keep grinding. With whatever road bump comes, man, it's just a road bump. You're gonna keep going right over it. So that's probably the thing I would say to my younger self. And I mean, I'm still kind of carrying it with me because there's a lot of people that say I can't do it still. So just
Yeah,
trying to kind of prove myself right is kind of the biggest thing.
for sure. Okay, last one here.
Yeah.
I need a good rivalry story. So it can be Montana, even though we ain't rivals. It can be Montana State, Idaho. Give us a good rivalry story from your time in college. It could be
Okay.
funny. It can be, you needed to make a play, you made a play, somebody called a play. Give us a good story.
Okay. This isn't like a rivalry, a big rivalry. The biggest thing for me that I remember, it was 21 my freshman year, and Eric Berry didn't like talk to no one. Like
Really?
he was super quiet, even when he played. Like he didn't say much, didn't talk crazy. But I remember we were playing Southern Utah, and he like made this play or something, and then someone said some crazy stuff to him, and he for like I don't you if you know he doesn't say nothing,
Nah.
and
I
he
was
got
with
up in
him.
it.
I was with him in Michigan at the
Okay,
USFL. So
yeah. And
yeah.
he's just super quiet, super humble.
Yeah.
And he got up, started talking crazy back to him, and then he said, "Hey, watch this." And I'm pretty sure next play it was a pass play, but he just took off and ran, scooted about 40, and I was like, "Oh, word!" Because I was young, and so like
Yeah.
seeing him do that, I was like, "Man, I didn't think EB would talk to anyone. I didn't think he would do any of that." So you know how it kind of is on college field. You start talking crazy, everyone's trying to get back and forth, but that's definitely like one of the biggest things that stuck out to me. I don't know why I remember it, but that definitely sticks out to me for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I said last more. This is my last one. What was your favorite play from college?
Probably either the UNLV touchdown I had
Mm-hmm.
that 21 season, or my last touchdown of the year. Nah, probably just beating UNLV in general. That's got to be one
Yeah.
of my favorite. Like when we stormed the field, going into double overtime. like that has been like probably like one of the biggest memories I remember from Eastern Washington, because man, those group of guys like took me in. I was the young guy. All those guys were seniors, so being a part of that was special.
Yeah.
And I mean, beat Montana on the red was cool too. When
Hey, we got the last laugh though.
I
We
know, I
got the
know. I'm
last
not gonna
laugh.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this out here too. Montana is the loudest stadium I've ever played in, like without a doubt. And I like respect to you guys, respect to the fans. Like you guys know how to do it. Man, I've played like in a lot of big places too, and like, man, I love like going to Montana. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why, it's just the atmosphere.
Wasn't
Being
that
around
21 playoff game lit, dog?
crazy. It was night game.
Man,
Night game. I remember
yo.
being back there for kickoff, and it was like the Super Bowl. You could see all the cameras flashing everywhere, and it was like
Oh
that was
yeah.
definitely the coolest experience game I've ever played in so far.
On
So
national television. Was that on ESPN too?
I think
That
that
might have
one was.
been.
I know the first one was. I think the second one was too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That
that
oh
one was
man.
crazy. That one was crazy.
And like
So
for you guys, like you guys are hated. Talolo been he won't be
hello.
really talking. Our
That
fans
was
took it
that
personal.
was crazy too. Having like the fans throw dinky. They were throwing dinky dongs at him. I don't know
Really?
why. Like the ding dongs. I don't know. There was a fan behind our bench just tossing them, and that was
Man.
that was crazy. But
Hey, that boy had 250. We can't say nothing. Like,
I think he went for 200 twice.
yeah, he
I think,
did. He
yeah,
did. And he would
he
have went
went
for 300 had he not got hurt.
hurt. He was serving.
Yes. Remember, he had
Man,
the drop in on the red turf. He had the drop on the seam. He had a
yep.
drop on an over, and he finished with
And
like 250, bro.
yeah, no, he was going crazy,
Stupid.
crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, we've definitely had our moments with Montana. Even
Yeah.
though, well, I mean, it's been awesome. I love Coach Hauk. He's a great dude.
Yeah.
I still like to beat Montana, so that's
Yeah.
that's the only thing. But man, it's been special just being in the Big Sky. There's a lot of rivalries that you build that like aren't really rivalries at the same time. Like every we got Montana State.
Yeah.
Like it really like there's so many people that you play that's like, man, oh, Idaho, I'm trying to beat Idaho every
Yeah.
time. Portland State's our rival, and we're trying to get them every time. And then
Do you guys play
um,
close games against them?
Portland State,
Yeah.
they got us my last two times I've played them.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, their quarterback went crazy. He's pretty good. Dante.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, they should have beat UC Davis this year. You saw they
Yeah.
should have beat UC Davis, but
Man,
UC
I
Davis
lost to
were
them. I lost to them in Montana.
Portland State or UC Davis.
Yes, Portland State. They got us on a last minute field goal. Bro, we
That's
had
when
a
they
terrible
had Davis.
Davis. Yep.
Yeah, he's killing it now too.
Nice. He's
I'm
nice.
excited for him. He's
I
about to
remember,
be good.
man, I remember I heard through a source that he was thinking about coming to Montana when we were kind of in transition. I was like, hey man, I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Trust me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
It
man,
was
no, the
actually
big
it was actually crazy though that game we lost. It was 2018, so Keenan's senior year. And I always tell this story. We had a pep rally because it was homecoming the night before. And Keenan Curran got up there talking because they had a defensive player and offensive player talk to the fans. Keenan got up there and said something to the effect of like, "We want NDSU." I'm like,
oh
hold on. We gotta beat Portland State. Tell me why
no.
we go and lose on a 52-yard field goal to end the game.
Oh,
And me, bro, I had a drop. A play later, Samori had a drop. Keenan had a fumble. Jerry had a drop. Like, bro, it was a bad game, dog.
that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So, any last messages to the fans or anybody you want to send a message to before we get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, just Eastern Washington. Love you guys, man. Love Coach Best, all the fans there, and then just Big Sky fans in general and FCS fans. It's been a blessing just to play in the Big Sky. I think it's one of the best conferences in the FCS. I'm
Yeah, it
biased though.
is,
I don't
man.
know. I don't know, but
I don't give a damn. I'm biased, and it is.
man, it's one of the playing against so many different guys that play in the league, and it's been a blessing just to be a part of that conference and to be have that conference impact me the way I'm trying to impact them. So at the end of the day, I love FCS football and I love Big Sky football. So big shout out to the Big Sky.
Let's go, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, man. This is Efton Chism the third. I want to appreciate you for hopping on my channel, man. Good luck. Wish you all the luck and all the health in your future endeavors. I can't wait to watch you dominate the league, bro. They don't know what's coming. We all know what's coming. I'm excited for you, and thank you for coming on, dog.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for getting me on.